Hello, this short video will help explain how to make a room group for the purposes of RoomDraw 2017. First, let me explain why we made this change. Last year we were excited for students to be able to select into their own spaces via the Amherst College Housing Portal. One issue that we had, however, were students were able to select into any size room that they wanted. Consider Joe here. Joe wanted to really live in a suite of 4. However, he doesn't have 3 friends to join him. When Joe selected into the space, he basically made it so that no other groups of 4 could select into the space. This made other groups of 4 pretty angry. To resolve this and make everyone happy, we designed the selection this year to allow only groups of 4 to be able to select into a 4-person suite, and only groups of 2 to be able to select into a double. Some want to know what's going to happen to Joe. Joe's only option is to be able to select a single. That's alright with Joe. Or he can create a new room group with a friend and select a double. This will be something most rising sophomores will do, consider the fact that very few, if any, singles will be available to the rising sophomore class. Essentially, now that students have selection times, they can form and reform groups as much as they want with the students who are part of their room selection time. When students log into the housing portal, they will be able to see all the rooms that are available at the time they select. However, they will only be able to select into rooms that correspond to the size of their room group. This means it is essential for people to know how to disband room groups and form new room groups. This is what we hope to teach you in this video. Let's go ahead and jump on into the housing portal and show you what we mean. Easiest way to select into the housing portal is to go to the Residential Life web page and click this banner here. We're going to skip ahead and use one of our testing users to show you exactly what happens when our theoretical Joe tries to select into a room. You're going to want to go to the application 2017-2018 and hit save and continue. On this page you should more or less drop off for the last available thing that was available to you. For most students this is going to be 9 rooms. If for whatever reason you don't see roommate profile, roommate groups, rooms, waitlist, and study abroad, you might be on the wrong housing type. I'm going to show you quickly how to change that. Go back to housing type and you'll see these questions that you answered before. Hit save and continue and make sure that you are selecting Step 5, I wish to participate in the general room draw selection process. Hit save and continue and these options should open up to you. We're going to skip back over to rooms and go to the room search wizard. Right now Barry's in a room group of 1. For this testing purposes in this video we only have Greenway B available, so please do not panic when you don't see these options available in the future. So let's see what happens if Barry tries to select into this suite here. If I try and select this room here and this room here, hit save and continue, and then select one of the beds, I have received an error message saying the number of room groups must match the number of spaces in the available selected room suite. So I need to go back and select a single. Doing so, I can go back to the room search wizard, hit Greenway B, and select any single designated by this section here, singles beds, doubles beds, triples beds, etc., and select into the room. I'm not actually going to reserve the bed right now because then I'd have to go back in and delete it. Let's go back and use the example of what happens when a 4-person suite room group tries to select into a 4-person suite. I've selected a new test user that has a better room group to match what we're looking for. By going to rooms, hitting room search wizard, selecting our building, and then finding a suite of 4, I hit save and continue. When you're the room group leader, you're going to be selecting for your room group. Make sure that you are selecting every single bed that is available. Hit save and continue, and then you can assign who gets which bed. Please note, if you do not select a bed for every single person, you're going to get another error message. You must assign all available roommates to beds. Clicking here again will reserve everyone in their bed space for the next academic year. Everyone will receive an email, and you will know that you have confirmed that you are in that room. Let's look at this little guy right here. This timer is going to tell you how much time you have left to select this room. If you see this timer going, that means no one else has the ability to look into this room until this timer has either expired or you've gone back and started to select another room. Next, we're going to demonstrate what happens if you decide you don't want that suite of 4 and you just need to break up your room group to another size room. So, if you go back to Step 8, Roommate Group Requests, here is where you can modify which group you're in or remove people from your group. Please communicate with the other people in your group when you make this step so you make sure that everyone is on the same page and no one has hurt feelings. Let's say that I want to select into a double with my cousin. I can delete everyone from the group that I don't want in it by clicking here, or I can delete this group and form a new one. You'll need to verify the group after making any changes in order to be able to select a room for everybody as a room group leader. I'm going to show you what happens when you don't. Going back into the room search wizard, Greenway B, and our first available double. I select the room, but instead of seeing the option for my bed and Kara's bed, we only see the ability to select for my own bed. Going back over and verifying the group will allow me to select the beds for everybody in my room group. Only the leader has the ability to select a room group for everybody. If you need to change who is the room group leader of your group, the ResLife office can do that for you. Please contact reslife@amherst.edu and we can make this change for you and your group. Going back, I want to show you that when you're on the rooms page, none of these options down here will show up until your room selection time has started. You will see at the top, this section is locked until such and such time has passed. Right now we have an older room group date that we use for testing purposes. Here it is, April 4th, and this is still available. This is important to note. Your time slot group rather, starts at a certain time but doesn't end until we close the housing process. If your selection time starts at 7 p.m., you can select at 8 p.m. However, other people have started to select their times whose time slots have started after you, so please don't wait too long. One last thing to show you. Let's say I just want to single by myself. I'm on my own little fortress of solitude. I can delete this group or kick the other member of the group out, and I can select a double, or a single to myself rather. I'm going to show you now what happens when I do reserve a bed. You're going to see the following page show up. This tells you that you have a bed for both academic semesters, the spring and the fall. If you see this, you have in fact confirmed that you have a room. We're also going to send you an email letting you know this as well. And that's that. If you do have any other questions, we are more than able to assist you. You can email shack@amherst.edu or reslife@amherst.edu. If you need assistance during the actual night of room draw, you can call 413-542-2161, or you can come to the Keefe Campus Center for assistance from our housing team. Thanks for watching.